Okay. Smart lending next is the next one we need to think about. If we do need loans, how do we take them? How do we prioritize them? So a big picture, we always, rule of thumb, there's a couple, but one is we advise never to take out more than you're going to make your first year out in that major. Reasons because not all majors are created equal. So someone's ability to repay that loan, if I go to the school and I come out and I'm an educator making 42,000, and then my roommate comes out in engineering makes 85, well, their ability to repay a loan is much different than mine. So you don't want to get over your heads. So a couple different types of loans. I got a couple visuals on this, but is in order of the best to the not the best. There's what's called a federal direct student loan, and it's all in the student's name. And there's two versions of it. And actually, so there's a subsidized and an unsubsidized version. So I think I have my next slide. This just gives some numbers to it. So this is the federal direct student loan subsidized. It's need based, so you have to qualify. It has a small origination fee, but a pretty reasonable interest rate in the interest rate environment we're in, at 6.39, and that's fixed. There's no interest on that while the student's in school until they're in repayment. Unsubsidized, there is interest, but it's only as you take it. So it's only each per semester. So not much interest accumulates while the student's in school. So a couple key things with it is there's a maximum to it. So it's 27,000 max over four. Uh, there's 5,500 for the freshman year, 6,500 sophomore, junior, senior, 7,500. So that's how that breaks out. Up to up to 19,000 of that could be subsidized. That's the maximum it could be subsidized. The other eight would have some interest. But again, it's reasonable interest rate. It's all in the student's name, no cosigner, but it's use it or lose it each year. So that's an important element because if you need loans, you need to know what that is for the 4 years. You're better off to start taking it. It sounds counterintuitive, but you're better off to actually take this loan from the beginning, because oftentimes people have the temptation, well, we've got 529, we can cover year one and year two, and then we'll figure out the last two. Better strategy is actually begin taking those from day one, and let that smooth out your cash flow over the 4 years. So it just frees up, so you don't have to pay it. You can always choose to help the student pay that back, but that's a really good loan. And if you're cash flowing $400 or $500 a month, if you just continue that for a few years after school to pay off the loan, it'll be repaid shortly. And the other part about the student loan is it establishes tremendous credit, really good credit. So a lot of students don't have a lot of credit coming out of school, and they struggle to get cars or anything. So we have a very weird system, but you got to have debt to get debt. I mean, it's really weird, but student loans are a part of it. But paying that off, you having it, utilizing it as a strategy. So. And then the Parent Plus loans have had some pretty significant changes. The big one is that there is a cap on it now, so that the interest rates aren't great. You'll probably notice there's over 4% up front, close to 9% ongoing. It's one interest rate for everybody. That's why, and it's about a 450 credit score is what that's based on. So it's borrowed by the parent. It's not transferable. And then so the new caps that are coming in, you can take out a maximum of 20,000 in one academic year, but it's got an aggregate of 65,000. Can't take out more than that over the four. So I had kind of a tough conversation with somebody that was looking at a school that was 35,000 a year, but they had a $40,000 scholarship, which was fantastic. But I basically was just encouraging them, like, hey, look, you're going to run out of money because they don't think they probably would get a private loan. So I said, look, you're going to run out of money after sometime in the third year, and you're not going to be able to graduate. So it's unfortunate, but that's really how you have to look at these things is like the school may love you, but they're going to want payment. So getting to that fourth year, if there's no lifeline left and you've maxed out the federal direct and the plus loan, that's a tough spot to be in for anybody. So just understand those aggregates are there. So and then the last one's private loans. If you need them for a small stopgap, it's there. I think that we'll see a lot more of it because they have capped some of the plus loans and the graduate loans as well. But it's a loan with a bank. Your student won't be able to get one on their own. They're going to need a cosigner because they don't have any credit. So they will need a cosigner, and that essentially becomes your loan. So a lot of things go in with best intentions, but I have I've heard from parents that aren't talking to their kids because their kid won't pay the loan payment, and the parents think it's theirs, and the bank doesn't care. They're going to come after everybody. So, hopefully we're here because we want to get into all that mess. But